Hello, buddies, or friends, or travelers. Um, what best title of this episode could be if I tell you what happened to the Bibi's place in Sharm el Sheikh, Egypt, Red Sea, remain there because it's the truth. So let's start this. Let's start this episode. I do apologize with some of my followers asking me to do 3 minutes, 5 minutes episodes, but I can't because those are the shorts. This is my life. So if you want to follow me, you follow me. If you don't, you're absolutely welcome. But I cannot list and I cannot last, my episode less than 19 minutes, 18 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever. I will try my best, but 3-5 is shorts, and otherwise is my life. I want to tell you about my life. Anyway, Sharm el Sheikh, end of 90s, beginning of the 2000s. I cannot precisely say when was and what happened, but it is kind of like no need to mention the name of all the colleagues that I had because there was dozen of Best Tours Milano. And we were working in Sharm el Sheikh, Red Sea, Egypt, at the offices of Best Egypt. So I was a manager, they were the assistant in the hotels. We are talking about like Jolliville, Movenpick, we are talking about Marriott, we are talking about Hilton, we are talking about like Sonesta, we are talking about like really big name, big chain. And then there was one that I have to mention the name because this is the reason of this episode. So what happened to the Bibi's place remained to the Bibi's place. Bibi is Barbara Marcias, which is one of the most in the list person I love because we really did a lot of stuff together. So other than the hotel I mentioned, we are talking about the Hyatt Regency in Naama Bay. Hyatt Regency is a super 5 stars and she was resident in the hotel. I was resident in the Movenpick and then there was the others. But let's go back, the Bibi's place. What was happening was that our job was very much crowd. Like, I mean, we really had a lot of tourists coming from Italy, but we are talking about like hundreds people. So what was happening, Naama Bay, which is the main bay of Sharm el Sheikh, then there is others of course, but Naama Bay was famous also because of the nightlife. The Hyatt Regency, on top of Movenpick, Jolliville, Marriott, Hilton, Sonesta, and blah blah blah, Barbara was living there. And we decided to make like a pre-disco because in Sharm el Sheikh at that time there was this place called Bus Stop and it was like 20 meters away from my office. So we invented ourselves a pre-club situation in the room of Barbara. And I was the one who created the name Bibi's Place. You guys, you have no idea. Anything could happen there. Remember, we are in a 5 stars, we are working for Best Tours Milano, we are tour leader and tour manager, so don't unfocus that. I mean, we didn't do anything wrong. What happened was that 7, 8, 7, 8, 8:30 in the evening. The office was closing, and let's go, all of us, at the Bibi's place. The Bibi's place was full of drinks. All the drinks that you can imagine: vodka, gin, whiskey, tequila, whatever. And it was, of course, the most talked about, because it was not a club, it was a room with a garden. She was resident in this room, and I can promise you we never made it later than 11. So to tell you some like spicy situation was that also on top of the tour leader gathering together at the Bibi's, there was also our Egyptians, local, speaking Italian, which was the tour guide of the guest. But it was that moment that you release, you just feel comfort and you distress. I cannot tell you what happened, everything, because I cannot. It's impossible, because if I tell you everything, I mean, oh, I will be banned. But anyway, I just give you some. So we arrive at the Bibi's, and okay, drinks and stuff, and then we improv some theater between Egyptian and Italian, and we mix the languages and stuff, and it was fantastic with some music. That was something. One night, one of the tour guide, I cannot mention the name, one of the tour Egyptian guide got undressed, completely naked, ran from the garden of the Bibi's to the main pool. We're talking about 11 p.m., so there was no one, and took the mattresses of the lawn chair back to the Bibi's. And I didn't understand why he did it, but anyway, he did it, and it was fantastic. So we laugh like there's no tomorrow. At the Bibi's, there was like couples getting couple up. There was couple breaking. There was friendship born, brand new. There was friendship breaking. At Bibi's happen anything that you can imagine. I just give you one, and promise me that you will not take it wrong, because honestly, it was one of the best experience at the Bibi's. So there was this friend of ours, but mostly friend of one of this tour guide that is no longer with us. And so he just landed from Rome with his Yorkshire little puppy. So from the airport directly came to Bibi's place, and he made him poop in the garden. But in the poop there was sweet candies closed and tied up in a condom. I don't want to tell you anything else. I just want to tell you that that was happening at the Bibi's place. If the Hyatt Regency or Best Tours knew about that, we most probably would have been like kicked out immediately. But I can promise you, we never did anything wrong. Never, ever, ever. So, to cut it short, there's a lot of things that happened today, and there's a lot. What I'm saying is that Barbara, Bibi's place, was so famous in between us, people working there, that I create the membership card to come to the BBs. Otherwise, you couldn't enter. And if you come to the BBs, you cannot come empty-handed. You must have definitely something to eat, to drink, whatever. By then, I was smoking cigarettes. I never smoke. I never smoke weed because it makes me stupid. But Bibi's place was like that. We are talking about 11, 12, then stop. And all of us, tipsy, go back to Centernama and go to the bus stop. Bus stop was the biggest famous club of Nama Bay. We are talking about back in that year. And dance like there is no tomorrow. I was using scooter as a transportation and bicycle. I have no recall of how many times I had to drop the bicycle or the scooter wherever, because I couldn't handle it. And but that didn't stop me to do my job. That didn't stop to be my professional. That didn't stop to be Marco at Best Tours for 25 years. So, no, 24, 23. Anyway, I want to spend one word for my friend Barbara, that has a beautiful family, and that is, I miss her so much. But without her, we could not have the BB's place. So if you're ready to listen to other experience of this kind, do not forget to subscribe and notification bell, and if you like it, put a like. It will be most welcome. Otherwise than that, if you want to know more, write it down here and I can tell you even more stuff, even on a private. But I tell you, it was probably one of the best time, joyful situation I had in Egypt, in Sharm el Sheikh, because as I told you before, Sharm el Sheikh, homophobic, Sharm el Sheikh, really, material people. But what we had at the BB's place, there's no way. So, ciao, ciao, big kiss, and to the next.